Hello. Let's look at this week's stock information. We're still in the market, but for those in portfolios, we're putting a hedge on. We'll get into that later. Now, our mystery trader has a little bit of good news. We have a spike starting on the VIX. Not much, but it's a start. Reminding you that increasing VIX means there's a market drop coming. The orange here is the S&P for about 2.5 years here. So the S&P is going up, or the QQQ. They're both following the same path, while the average VIX is dropping. Okay, I've got an exponentially moving average of 75 days, so it's real smooth. So as the VIX drops, the stocks are going up. Now the VIX changes direction and starts increasing, and we have that whole year of 2022 where we were out of the market because the VIX didn't consolidate and start to drop until just around 2003. So we've been in the market all this time from 2003, but we were out a whole year, and it was a correct thing to be out for that year. There was nothing to be gained by trying to be in the market then. So we've enjoyed a nice little run up. But if you look down here, this little spike that has started has some worry associated with it that we'll get into in a while. So it's prompted me to come up with a very, very, very conservative portfolio for a while. It may only be for a week, maybe 2 weeks, and it's likely to get changed, one way or the other. We'll either get more conservative or we will go back into a non-hedged position, depending on what happens in the market. But for right now, we're going to be conservative in the portfolios. So our new portfolio, our new portfolio too, is this very calm, doesn't do much line. And we want it to be like that so that if there's a disaster in the market coming up, we're not going to get hit hard here like an overnight problem that pops up and we're not prepared. So this is what the new portfolio looks like. We've got QQQ 15%. That means we're adding back in QQQ, and that's this light blue line here. We've got 0 SVXY. You see how that has dropped over the last week. It's coming down at a pretty healthy clip. We are taking that out of the portfolio right now, and we'll show you later why. We've dropped cane sugar. Cane was up, then down, then recovers, and now it started down again. It's out of the portfolio. Our Japan fund, that is yen dollar hedged, is still there, a little bit added to it. And so that's at 9. So it's this one right here in light green. And we've added quite a bit with the IYK, which is the red, that's consumer staples. Consumer staples is always something that holds up pretty tight. And then we've thrown in the VIXM. I know we got rid of it a week or so ago, and now we're coming back in. And there's a reason. We'll get into it later. This just explains what they are. The timer now for people in 401ks, don't sweat it. There's no change. 401ks are still 100%. We're nowhere near a trigger on them, so you're okay. We talked about our signals are gangbusters, and I'm going to show you a little more on that. Now, looking at the 401ks, though, we do see the deterioration over the last couple of weeks on our main stock funds, The commodity fund has continued to be a winner here, and it's started back up again. So all of you that are in Merlin Cyber, where I said go 50-50, you better take a look at that, because if you did what I said, you'd be in good shape right now. But if you don't go put in some COMEX, you may be sorry, because it's hard to go cash in that particular 401k. So you want to have the best mix possible. Everybody else in your 401ks, you're okay. Everybody just sits there. Don't worry. So the big change in portfolio 2 is getting zeros on these and adding different percentages on these other, and adding back the VIXM. If you don't like all this hard work, just be like portfolio 3 here, and you're still in your QQQ 100%. Timing signals are 100% buy still, or volatility is a buy, the 200-day moving average is a buy. All right, now we're going to look at a little detail. The Russell 1000 just went sell. All right, so here's the Russell 1000. It went sell here, just went by a few months ago. Now it has come back and hit sell again. The S&P is still a buy, but you look at that, it's nosed over. The NASDAQ, still a buy, but it's nosed over. So all three of them are headed down right now. That's, that's a warning that something could be happening. That's why I'm getting a little conservative with the portfolio, and I'm just watching like a hawk. Everybody in the 401ks, no problem. Stay in there. You're in good shape, but we're calming down on some of our individual portfolios. The portfolio is cranked to be a bigger money maker than simply being in QQQ, trying to take advantage of what things are moving the most with inflation. But that means it's riskier. And when something happens in the market that looks like we have more risk coming, I'll go in there and adjust that portfolio to be more conservative. Let's take a look at both signals together here. Just real quick, we use a slow signal for our 401ks. We were out of the market a little over a year at the last sell signal. We've been in for a number of months since we went back in the market. During this period of time, the market's gone up quite a bit. And so as we got better and better on the 200-day moving average percentages, we cut back a little bit when we passed 70%, and we got rid of all hedging when we got over 80. So when you take the VIXM out totally, you make a lot of money with SVXY while the market's going up. But the minute that market starts to roll over and we come back down below 80 like we just have this week, we don't slowly start to hedge again. We go instantly into dropping the SVXY, and then we add the VIXM. And that's where we are with the portfolios. So good investing, and we will see you next week.